Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill, and oh my gosh, I am so excited about today. It's a double header. I'm going to bring you a Ventana video right now on our 4369, and then I'm going to bring you a Baystar Sport video right after this. So thanks for tuning in. As usual, Jody, I love to start my videos from the inside out, so please go ahead and take her on back. We're coming to you live from Frederick, Colorado, where we make 5 videos a week. We make RV videos, truck videos, and horse trailer videos. And I'll tell you what, this is a real treat. So we've got a few units here. We've kind of mushed around our inventory. We have 4 RV locations, and we were able to bring a few of these RVs up from another location. So I've got some fresh inventory that's brand new in 2023 still, which is an amazing opportunity for some great savings, and also to hold on to what is one of my favorite decors on this Ventana. So today we're looking at a 4369 Ventana, and it's Colfax and Colfax, which is absolutely 100% my favorite color combination. When I say that, I actually have a Colfax interior on my Superstar, so I'm a big fan of this beautiful gray interior. And then this is also my choice of wood color as well, so I like this Bermuda. It's nice and dark. But the 4369 is absolutely the uniform of Newmar. It is our #1 selling floor plan. It is so popular, and some of the reasons will be for things like this dual vanity that you see back here, this really attractive, nice, high polished, solid countertop without a lip here that will catch any kind of debris. So these inset sinks are super nice and easy to take care of, and also you'll notice that these faucets are single based, so they're very easy to clean. And then above them you're going to find a few different things that are really attractive. One of them is going to be that you've got all of these nice carpet lined shelves here in your medicine cabinet, but also this is called a Tiffany. I actually installed this at my house. It's a beautiful lamp that you have, giving you all of that visibility. And you'll notice little things like when I pull here, you're thinking, oh gosh, you're gonna hit that towel holder. I'm not, there's a chain here. So Newmar's attention to detail is prevalent throughout this coach. These are solid maple cabinets. So for those of you that are out there in the market, this is not anything that's got any kind of adhesive or decorative, appearance. These are actually solid maple cabinets. And these are crafted in Napanee, Indiana by the Amish. I have to tell you, the build quality of these Newmars is so much different than anything else that we see come across our dashboards as we look at Tiffin trade-ins, as we look at American Eagles. All of those coaches that you see that come through are really nice. But when you come to Newmar, you'll notice that there is an aluminum construction. So it's a 16 on center aluminum C-channel construction. And what that means is that this entire coach is built on a star foundation, and the construction is so that there's aluminum C-channel where all of these windows, for instance, are welded into the actual infrastructure of the coach. And then in between them, there is batt insulation. So this is a residential level construction unlike any other. And where that makes a difference for you is this is a really quiet coach. I'm actually sitting just outside of I-25. It's an exceedingly busy highway, and you would never know that I was anywhere but home when you're standing inside of this coach because it's quiet. It's also going to be very well insulated, and it's also going to have a nice carriage going down the road where you're not going to have rattles. You're not going to have the squeaking that you have in a normal RV. It's much less in that of a Newmar. And because of the way that it's constructed, we can do a lot of our wiring in that C-channel through the holes that are perforated through it. And so we can get everything really nice and flat here along the back. So you'll notice you have this huge cabinet or a huge closet, and even the safe is welded into the infrastructure of this coach. And again, this insulative property keeps it nice and warm as well as quiet. All of the shoe self-storage up above. And then these are adjustable and removable shelves, which gives you the opportunity, if you'd like to take them out and have extra hanging space. So a ton of great room in here. And again, this is one of the nicest opportunities that we're going to have available for inventory. At the Newmar Country Club Rally, we sold 8 RVs that were new, and we still have just a handful left in the 2023 segment. But the deals that were made at that store or that show were fantastic, and they're still available to you. Now, when you see something like this egress door here in the back, This is an attractive feature for anybody who's going to be doing a little more longer term RVing, just in that you have not only an escape hatch, but if you've got something where you want to take your linens in and out, or you want to drop your laundry at the end of a longer trip, you can do that right out this door. And then behind the door, there's actually a ladder. And I'll go ahead and close that up a little bit so Jody can show that to you. But this deploys, and as you can see, it's a nice metal ladder. It's Velcroed in place. And what's cool about that ladder is that you can put it back in place. So if you end up using it or deploying it, it's not a one-time, one-shot. It actually is reusable. Also, you'll note that we have MCD shades both for day and night, and then opening windows here. Now, this is the coup d'etat of this coach. So the big thing in the 4369 is the size of the shower. And as you can see here on the back of the door, we have the towel holders, and also there's a robe hook up here on the left-hand side. These are both really nice features on this coach, because if you have a coach that you're living in full-time, or even if you're just going out for the weekend, one of the things that gives you a really residential feel, of course, is going to be a nice roomy bathroom, a big shower. You'll notice there's a soap dish here. The wand is on an adjustable slide, and then you also have an overhead rain shower. When you see this over here, this aquamizer system that you're looking at here is really set for boondockers. So this would be a great coach for anybody who wants to go out onto BLM land or spend some time away. One of the things that this 4369 offers to you is a really rigorous availability of ground clearance because of the tag axle. So any of the coaches that are over 40 feet by Newmar are going to have a passive tag. So not only do they have a really nice turning radius because that back wheel pivots, they also have an extra support in the middle of the coach, giving them a 15,000 pound towing capacity, but also the ability of not getting high centered when you're going up a little bit rougher terrain into those more hard to get to spots. So you can really bring your luxury home anywhere you like to in the wilderness. And this has an 8 kilowatt quiet diesel generator that has 3 air conditioners on it. They're 15,000 BTU ACs. It also has an Oasis hydronic system, which will keep you warm at much lower temperatures. And when you're boondocking, you can use that Oasis system and simply turn this on to recycle, and it will take your water tank, and your 105 gallons of water will heat up underneath this coach without coming out of the shower heads until you turn it back around, so that you're keeping that 60 gallons of gray water available for use, which is a really, really nice feature on this coach. Now you'll also note that we have beautiful porcelain tile floors throughout this coach, which is just another nice feature. And then as Jody comes up here, we're just going to touch over here on these KIB switches. So you'll see one of the things that's really nice about these KIB switches is that they're easy to find at night, and you can also turn them all the way down so that they're not glowing and keeping you up at night. But when you look down here, you'll see that we also have something that's really interesting. It says heating, high, medium, and low. Yes, this coach has not only got really beautiful finishes, a very functional bathroom, it also has heated floors. So if for any of you that have gotten up to go potty at night, maybe you're up in Montana, South Dakota, somewhere it's a little bit chillier in the evening, oh my gosh, your little toesies get so cold. Not in this coach. You could actually keep this area on high. You could turn it off completely in the bedroom so it was nice and chilly in there, and you could put it on medium in that front, so when you get up to make your coffee in the morning, your feet are going to be meeting the kind of ground that they're looking for without having to have a lot of rugs all over the place. I also just want to show you quickly all of the drawer storage here. So really great drawer storage. And then as you'll notice, all of these are really nice soft closed drawers. And one of the things I'll mention about this Colfax interiors, I love the carbon fiber inlay and these handles. And I also like that they have hooks here. If you've ever hung up a face towel, you've got a place you can hang your face towels here, or a washcloth, but if you want to have a second place to hang like a face towel, these little hooks are so handy in the way that these poles are created. And then underneath you'll see you have so much room for things like beach towels, linens, big puffy bath towels. So super nice. Now here you'll see we've got a flat ceiling. In the Dutch style you'll note that it's a cathedral ceiling. All of that being said, lots and lots of headroom, and I am wearing high heels, so I'm probably at least 5'5" today. So lots of headroom. Okay, so when you come into this bedroom, you've got a 43-inch smart TV. One of the nicest things about this smart TV is that if we put Starlink on top of this coach for you, or if you've got a Dish or a DirecTV network, you can watch not only Netflix, but you could put your Peloton up on here, do your weight training, any of those apps that you're used to using, you can integrate in with not only your regular TV viewing, but also anything that you're using for working out or staying fit on the road. And I've actually been using this quite a bit with my Peloton app, and I've been really pleased. I bring a few weights with me. I can do all my weightlifting. It's really been a game changer for me in terms of staying fit while I'm on the road. All of that being said, most of the time that we're on the road, I am riding my bike every day, so we have a bunch of bike kits to keep clean. And one of the things that's nice about this coach is that you have the stackable washer and dryer by Splendide here, and it actually has a setting here, down here where you've got your fitness setting, so you can do all of your delicates. So if you do have things like a bike kit or something where you don't want to do a permanent press or something for your jeans, you can actually choose any of those different settings. And then up here on your dryer, it has a high and low temperature setting, so I can put my bike kits on low and dry them so I can use them the next day pretty quickly. And another thing that I've been doing a lot of is I've been using my dryer to keep my towels fresh. So I run that on high for just a few minutes, keeps the moisture out of the towels, and I don't have to launder them quite as often. But of course, it's really nice that I could do the whole family's towels. So I could do 4 large towels in that washing machine all at once, and they would be able to be cleaned. So I think I get a lot of capacity issues. It uses about 9% of your water tank, so that's important to understand as well. But that being said, that's a lot of laundry you can do while you're going down the road. You just turn your generator on, get all your laundry done. And because that bathroom has a washer and dryer that's set inside of the door, you can do that while you're on the road. You'll kind of have to do the camo crawl across the bed to get into that rear bathroom to switch things out, but really not a big cost at all. In my Superstar, I actually have to open the slide to switch the laundry. So we'll stop at a rest stop, switch things over, and then keep going down the road. The reason you would do that is so that when you get to your next destination, if you are boondocking, you can dump your gray tank, load up with a whole load of fresh, and then start your camping trip without any dirty laundry to do while you're getting there. So when you get to the campsite, you can crack a beer, turn on your fire pit, and hang out instead of doing housework. So here in the rear, we're going to have these really nice big wardrobes, as you can see. So you have that full closet in the back, but if you wanted to keep maybe some of your coats or heavier, maybe lighter weights, maybe your bike kits, who knows, whatever special occasion thing you have or things that you're going to use a little more frequently, you can keep here in this cabinet. And then you've got nice big drawers here. And it's funny because in some of the coaches, they don't have this extension that goes past the wardrobe. And I do think it's a really great feature. I think it's a game changer in terms of accessibility. So you've got 5 of these drawers. These are the smaller ones in the center. You got the 2 larger ones on the outside. And then up here, everything is pre-wired with your HDMI cords. You'll note in 2022, we stopped putting Blu-ray players in RVs, but if you want to buy one for 80 bucks down at Walmart, you can grab one if you've got a bunch of old DVDs you like. Another great feature of this coach is this headboard. I use this reflective mirror all the time when I'm getting ready. I know it sounds crazy, but it's super nice to actually have that. When I walk by, I kind of like check myself, make sure I'm looking good. And it's so attractive in terms of opening up the room in this coach and giving you a little more feeling of space. And then we've got 2 110 outlets up on top of this coach, or of this headboard, with grommets that come down through here. So you could run cords down if you're watching a movie, and if you're like me, I'm watching a movie and like playing Words with Friends or something on my iPad, keep all that stuff charged, run my movie off my iPad, everything can be done there. You can keep your charging happening. And then over here, you'll note that we have 2 USB ports and 2 110 outlets right underneath your nightstand. And then for those of you that have those sultry novels that you want to keep next to your bedstand, there you go. Great place there as well. And you can throw your cords in there when you're going down the road so that when you get to your next destination, you always have your cords where they belong. As we all know these days, charging capacity is a big deal. Again, this is a Colfax interior. I really love the grays throughout this coach. And then you'll note here that we've got 2 leaves. They are both 11 inches long, and this has got the extendable booth as well as theater seats. So the equipment level on this coach is also highly desirable. If you have a CPAP machine that you want to run below heart level, keep in mind there is this space on either side of the bed to put something on a nice carpeted area underneath or on the tile below that will make plenty of room. And when you put the bed down, you won't step on things. I actually have a soft laundry basket that I keep underneath this side of the bed, and there's plenty of room. That being said, there's plenty of room for you to get out. And then you'll look over here. I'm kind of cheating here, so I'll make it more centered, but look at the tuck space. For those of us that have those nice puffy, you know, down comforters that we like to bring that look so pretty that we don't actually use when we're sleeping, but they're decorative. It's so cool to be able to make your bed and make it look first class for when your friends are visiting. And then here is one of my favorite features. I love the fact that not only do you have cross ventilation on either side of the windows in the bed, but you also have this window here. And I have found that this is a great place to put a small oscillating fan just to keep the air moving here in the coach. I do get a lot of questions as to why we don't have a ceiling fan option in this coach. You'll see here we have this beautiful covering. We have a centrally ducted air conditioning system. And what that means is that when your slides are in and you're going down the road, you're not going to be covering your vents. So you're going to have air conditioning available to you while running your generator going down the road with this coach that's actually going to keep the coach cool. A lot of other manufacturers put their vents in places. I have a friend who just picked up a 2025 Integra, and he's like, the bedroom gets so freaking hot because all the vents are covered, and he had kind of a rough start at his pickup. So they were like, well, tell us what we need to do to make things better. We're so sorry. And he's like, can you fix the vents? And they're kind of like, I don't know if there's really a fix for the vents. Well, the fix for the vents is to have them centrally ducted throughout the coach. And Newmar figured that out years ago, and that's how we run things. That being said, if you put your ceiling fan underneath here, please note there is an outlet right here where you could plug that ceiling fan in, or of course like a laptop or anything else. Now again, we're going to go ahead and pull these slides in because I really want to show you this Colfax exterior. And as we do that, you'll notice it's nice and quiet. And if you are loading, one of the things I would encourage you to do is park backwards on the side of the street so that you can open this full wall slide. If you have the sidewalk side of the coach closed up but the full wall slide open, you'll have access to all of your drawers and everything that you need to load. And for those of us that have pesky HOAs that, you know, really don't want you there for any more than 24 hours, it's nice to be able to come in and get your coach loaded, but you can see you've got complete access here. And on that note, this is the full wall slide. So one of the things to understand about this coach is that this coach has so many of the things that everybody talks about in that prestigious Dutch Star, except for it's not a full tile finish. This is an electric slide. It's got carpet underneath it, which is what differentiates it visibly and most initially from the Dutch Star. The things that are the same about this coach, you can have your central vac. So you've got your central vacuum system right here. You can have heated floors. You have a ISL Cummins engine. So this is on the Spartin K2 chassis. This is the optional upgraded chassis. The Spartin K2 chassis though has the same ISL that you would find in the Dutch Star. So this Cummins engine is an 8.9 liter. It's got 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. It has the tag axle, and it also has 400 horsepower as opposed to 450, but it's the same engine, it's the same torque rating, and it's the same towing capacity. The real big difference of that, of course, is going to be that you have, like I said, instead of having a full tile floor, you've got a carpet floor on the side. If it's important to you, you can upgrade, but this is a huge monetary savings for those of us. For me, a Superstar, which is the kind of equipment level that you find in a Ventana, they're like the brother and sister of the product lines. This was more than enough for me. I mean, this is super luxurious, and we've been really happy with it. We have not had any issues with having carpet, but you know, maybe you've got muddy dogs or something like that and you need to upgrade. That's also an option. One thing that I do love about this coach is the second half bath and then the size of this pantry. This is absolutely gargantuan. My pantry shelves are about this big. So you're looking at something that is like maybe 260% of what I have in terms of storage capacity, all the way down 6 shelves. You push in to release them, pull out to unlock them. And on this top shelf, I want to just bring to your attention, Newmar does such a good job at giving you an organized way to keep all of your materials. Your safe key is in here, all of the books, you know, all the instructions for your whirlpool, if you want to change your own water filter, things along those lines are all very readily available and well documented, and actually well documented and very clearly labeled for you. The other thing that I'm really jealous about in this coach is this. I never really thought I would be a girl that needed a second half bath. And honestly, I'll tell you, if my boyfriend's spending a little extra time in the office and I want to take a shower, it would be really nice to have a second half bath. So this second bathroom that you have here in the Ventana is really, really roomy. And also, if you'll note, I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights on here. I could sit here with a magnifying mirror, which I do bring it with me. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 this coming year. And so my eyesight's not that great for close-up. So if I'm doing my eyebrows, or, you know, if I'm on the road for a while, you know, I've got to keep myself looking fresh and suave. It's nice to be able to actually have a place where you can sit down and do your makeup in the morning comfortably. You've got something that's at eye level. And then you have all the room here for your supplies. So big cabinet space. Plenty of room to keep your hair dryers, your flat irons, all of those things. And then you've got this really beautiful vessel sink here in the center. Again, single faucet, easy to clean all the way underneath. That's a big deal for me. Vessel sinks, I have them in my house. After starting to sell RVs, we needed to build a house that we could put a barn on the property. And one of the things I took away from it was actually having a vessel sink is more convenient because of the fact that it's raised a little bit higher, but it's also such an attractive way to decorate your bathroom. It just looks so pretty. And then here underneath, you'll see, again, plenty of extra closet space. So if you want to keep some washcloths and some linens here so you can, you know, do your facial, you know, regime at night, things along those lines, it's very easy. And then you have these GFI GFI 110 outlets here for your hair dryer as well. So super nice. And then up here, we've got all of the breakers. They're all, again, you can see they're actually typed out. They're not handwritten. So they're really nicely labeled. Extra fuses. All of your fuses are clearly labeled. Look how tidy this compartment is. And I want you to know that's something that Newmar actually has really gotten better about, is making sure things are grouped together, because as much as they know where everything is, as a consumer, we don't. So they've been really good about labeling and making sure that if you're doing your own coach maintenance, or if you've got something where you've got maybe a light that's out or an outlet that's not working, it's easy for you to diagnose on your own. So starting in 2023, this is the biggest difference for this coach. This is a game changer for me. All lights off, everything's off. All lights on, everything's on. In my coach, if I turn all lights off by pushing the button that they put in to the coach in 2022, and I turn everything on, in order for me to turn everything back on, I literally have to go through the entire coach and touch all the KIB switches. Where here, I could go, for instance, into my living room and do just the accent lights. Take a look at that. So Jody's gonna show you right now. Just this accent light. So you've got this nice soft glow above the cabinets, and then you've got this nice soft glow in the ceiling fan. So I can just turn on my accent lights. So I've got like a nice amount of light, but then when I come in and it's time to start making breakfast or whatever, I can just turn the whole coach on with just a touch of the button. Very, very handy. And not only that, you could actually do this on your phone. You've got Bluetooth pairing, so you can pair your phone so that you can run your HVAC, so you can run your floor heat, so you can check your battery capacities. And then also you'll see under setup, you could set that auto gen to start and stop whenever you need that to work. And then here you've got a very nice, easy to read digital display of your fresh gray and black water tank. You can control your water pump. You can put your TV lift up and down. So go ahead and show that 50-inch TV real quick, Jody, because I'm going to make it disappear. So that is a 50-inch smart TV, and all I have to do is over here, there's a button next to the television, but if I'm getting ready to, you know, to get down the road and I want to put my TV down and start lowering everything so I can get ready to leave my campsite, I can do everything right there from that center, which I think is super, super nice. There we go. Okay, so On to one of the best things about a 4369. This is the coolest kitchen. So I have this dual basin sink. I'll tell you what, when we've tried, you know, a bunch of different camp styles, but when boondocking, a little bit of sudsy water on this side so you can get everything clean, and then rinsing on this side is so convenient. You don't need a second bowl, but this basin is deep enough where you can actually, you know, get a big quart pot in there and you can actually fill it because you've got the pour and spray feature, and you can move that out of the way, get everything loaded, and then put it back over. So that's a nice feature. This has a much bigger scrubby compartment. I mean, all the sponges. I use a bottle brush to clean most of my dishes because I don't like touching sponges. I think they're gross. Tons of room here under this cabinet. The Jello shot drawer is always my favorite. Oh, and look at that. The awning remote is in the Jello shot drawer. But you should, because I mean, honestly, like if you're about ready to go out and do Jello shots, you need to put the awning out so you don't get too hot, I guess. Okay, so balsamic vinegar, I don't know, olive oil, whatever you want there, since you're cooking. All of your plates, all of your bowls. Easy access here as well. I don't know if that'll open. There we go. So you can get all the way to the back of this. These are all the apparatus for the microwave. In 2024, they stopped giving you the shelf for the microwave. So you got to go like, it's like 16 bucks. You got to go online and order your own. So buy a 23, you get a shelf that loads up right here for your convection oven and microwave. And of course, this is a very nice convection oven and microwave. You can bake cookies, you can microwave a burrito, but most importantly, you've got like, you know, the warming feature here, so you could actually just keep things on warm. And then it has all of the, like the soften and melt defrost. Everything is really clearly labeled. So this is a very, very useful convection and microwave oven. And then above it, you have all of your spices. And I think, you know, it's really important to understand what Newmar is trying to do in this instance is to give you a circumstance where your coach feels like home. So having a high functioning, maybe even better microwave and convection oven than you would have at home is so nice. It's a Whirlpool product. It matches this beautiful Whirlpool refrigerator, which is like super luxury, like really nice residential. I talk about this all the time, but honestly, if you have Prosecco, this shelf slides out of the way so you can have higher bottle storage. You've also got tons of drawer storage. And then this little guy here tilts so you could actually put your ketchup and stuff in there, or like a thing of milk. And then down here, all of the meats and cheeses. We use this every single time. All of our sausage and bacon and lunch meat goes down here with our cheese. You've got your vegetables here, fruits over here, just tons and tons of room. And then this is the water filter that is for not only your ice maker, but also for your door dispenser. So if you want cold water, you don't actually have to have a Brita. You can use a door dispenser. And then down here below, a huge ice drawer. So lots of ice cubes, and then a ton of storage capacity. You could also put an outdoor freezer and refrigerator on this, but I don't think that you really need to from a storage standpoint, unless you're going somewhere like Alaska, where you're trying to bring a bunch of meat and stuff because you're not going to be able to hit Costco. I don't know if you could live without Costco that long, but if you had to do that, you could. But again, just trying to give you that residential feel. Even giving you a place where you've got cutting boards that you can use on your tabletop. And one of the things I want to mention about this is not only can you use this true induction with like a paper towel in between your pot and the surface, which means it's going to be very much a safer cooktop to use with young people, so you don't have to worry about fires, or if you've got cats, for instance, that might knock over a paper towel thing on top of it. So no open flame, but I take this thing out and I put it on my picnic table like every day. In fact, sometimes it's not even in the coach, it's just on the picnic table, and then these covers are just in place because you have both 1 through 5, and then you've got thermostatic control. If you put this pan on at 360 degrees, at 13,000 feet, or at 3,000 feet, your eggs are going to cook exactly the same, regardless of the temperature or the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere, because it is not working with gas. It's working, of course, with electric. So that's a really handy feature. We have this closed up today, so it's quite warm. But as you can see, lots of room, lots of light coming into this window. And you do have a cover. I think a lot of people wonder whether or not we actually have a cover for that kitchen window. And then another thing to point out, look at the size of this island. I mean, if you had company over and you wanted to be able to, if you wanted to be able to have, you know, chips and guac out, this would be a great place to be able to do that. Oh, and I'm looking at my notes, and I was wondering when I said it earlier, 75 gallons of gray water on this tank and 55 gallons of black water. And the reason I made that mistake is because I have 60 and 40 on my Superstar, which is of course the same as the Ventana in terms of overall decorative options and equipment levels. But because this is a super or a Class A and not a Super C, it's got a little bit better gray water capacity, which would be a nice thing for us as well. I run out of gray water before anything else, honestly. So here, as you can see, not only do you have this killer booth where when you sit down, you have these nice cushions behind you so you can relax. You could have your cocktail here. You also have this extendable booth. And what's so cool about this is it's magnetic, so I'm not like banging on it, but you gotta break the magnetic latch. And now I've got the support here, and with those two 22 or those two 11-inch inserts, I could either make it 11 inches longer or 22 inches longer and really have enough room very comfortably to have 6 people or even 7 if you wanted to put one at the end around this table. So this is a huge amount of space, but what I love about it is that this little buffet stays in place so you can keep your napkins and your salt and pepper and your Cholula or whatever it is that you use, sriracha on the table, so it's always where you want it. And really easy to open and close. Another great benefit of this booth is going to be that down below, and this is actually where I do it, guys. I keep all of my bowls and plates on one side and all of my placemats and napkins on the other. And really, to be honest with you, when we go camping, after I take out 2 or 3 plates, I don't put them back. I just leave them here. Oh, my dishwasher's off because my gen's off. Shoot. Okay, well, that's a great drying rack. And then above it, of course, is a great place to have all of your silverware and then all of your spatulas, everything that you need for cooking. It's right there. So we love that. And then you have these additional drawers. And on what's interesting is on the 4369, some of them are tiny, like they're like this big. This is a huge drawer. So you could actually have a full-fledged junk drawer that you could have on your RV. It would be just like home. You could put a bunch of stuff on it that you'd never use again in it, just like you do at your house. And then you could have a functional one that you keep, I don't know, probably put all your extra like things that are handy here. Make this one the junk drawer, because we all know about that junk drawer, right? The junk drawer where you're like, oh, I don't want to throw it away, but I really don't need to use it. Yeah, that drawer. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what this coach has on it. Because it's got a lot of cool stuff. It's Colfax on Colfax, again, Bermuda glazed maple matte finished, electric heat below floor, induction cooktop, which we just talked about here, central vac, dishwasher, freezer prep without the tray. So again, you can put that tray, that freezer down there if you like. The 360 camera system. And then this is kind of interesting. So the Wi-Fi system with router. Let's just pause here for a quick second on that. So this has the SK2100 satellite receiver on it as well, so you would be able to put DirecTV, or with a conversion you could put dish. But one of the nice things about that Everest system is if you decide to have Starlink installed on your coach, really it's becoming very popular. Everyone's doing it. It seems to work great. But if you're in a heavily canopied forest area where you're not going to have the ability to have cellular, this Wi-Fi system that's on this coach has actually 2 slots for SIM cards, and it's 5G. So you could really have like 100%, or I'd say 98% chance of having Wi-Fi no matter where you were, whether it be by satellite or cellular. So you've got 2 different versions here. So if you want to stream everything, you could literally stream everything on your television into this coach because you've got so much Wi-Fi capacity. The other benefit of that, though, is if you had 2 SIM cards, let's say you did like a T-Mobile card and a Verizon card so you could maximize your coverage, you could give your kids just access to that T-Mobile account, and then when they had outpaced all of their downloads on Netflix or, I don't know, TikTok or, you know, Snapchat, whatever they're doing these days, they'd just be out of data. And you'd still be able to log into your Starlink or to your Verizon card, so you could actually kind of manage that data loss with young people. And of course, these days it's kind of a big deal. My daughter will blow through all of the data on our coach if we gave her the password, so we just don't do it. Okay, so anyway, that's cool. This one does have the Winegard auto antenna, the Razor antenna, which of course if you're looking for local news is important. The washer dryer. It's got the TV outside, and then you'll also note that we have that 43-inch TV up front. And the reason we do, as I mentioned earlier, if you're getting ready to go down the road, you don't want to have your 50-inch up on the televator. It's not good for it. It's going to stress it out a little bit. Chrome-powered baggage door locks. Super important feature. You want to have power baggage door locks. It unlocks all of the basement doors underneath with one click of a button, or you could use the passcode on the entry bar on the entry to the door, or you could come inside and push the button here. So really nice to have that. We also have solar on this coach. It's got 4 solar panels on it. It's got the safe. We saw the shower seat. It's got the storage trays down below, the kitchen window, and then it also has the upgraded awnings. But more importantly, this is built on the Spartin K2 chassis. So all the specs are available. I can email you all of this information and show you the 3-stage engine compression brake. You know, show you the premium feature, comfort drive, automatic moisture ejector with color control lanyards. That's to drain the water from underneath your coach. Side mounted service center, connected coach, digital dash display, 15,000 pound towing capacity. So anytime you want to see any of this information, we have sheets that tell you all about this, and things that you probably don't think about: automatic traction control, electronic stability control, collision mitigation system with adaptive cruise control, Mobileye, tire pressure monitoring system, safe haul. All of these things are super important and a reason that you would buy a Newmar over another manufactured coach. And I can give you that data in a very tangible way that you can look at it and learn about it and read about it the way I do, so that you can do effective comparisons and understand why you would spend a little more money to have a Newmar. Now up above here, we're going to talk again about storage. Great place to keep bowls and glassware, coffee mugs, beer steins. Like, you just have a ton of storage up here. And then they get a little bit deeper as they go above the theater seats. If you want to keep your Scrabble and Monopoly games up here. I mean, this is just so much storage. And what's so cool about this is it's consecutive. So you can actually use storage bins and then just label them with a label maker. I prefer clear just so I can see what's in there, but just super, super nice. You've got your USB and 110 outlets right here, but you also have them built into these seats. So you've got USB ports right here, and then this is just going to be your extender. And I am going to sit here and show this to you. I'm not a theater seat fan, but I have a lot of clients that swear by them, and I'll tell you what, if I was to have a theater seat, this would totally be it. I was a little bit nervous that it was too wide to be comfortable with my arms, so I tried it out earlier, and I'll tell you what, it's super comfortable. I could definitely get down with a nap right there for sure. So that's pretty nice. Again, this is that Colfax interior. I have this color combination in my RV, and I love it. It's really bright and cheery, even on a dismal day. And of course, we're all outside when it's nice. But look at this, dude. I'm really jealous of this. This is so many blankets. I love snuggling up in the afternoon and sitting down and maybe reading a book. What a great place to be able to do that. All the blanket storage, keep your remotes up top. All of these windows are so nice too. I actually had a client that had recliners put in, but they wanted to specifically order these bigger windows because they don't have a break in them. So on the 4369 with the theater seats, oh, there we go. These are so cool because they open a lot, but they're a full window pane instead of having that little break right here. So you get a better view on the business side of the bus than you would if you had the standard window that has kind of the little bottom half opens and the top half is clear. And then the other thing that's nice about this coach is it is incognito. Your friends don't need to know that this is here, but you do have a fully functioning bed. I just talked to somebody about this. They have a London Air that has a trifold in it as well. And it's funny because I've always wondered what they thought, or what people who had this thought about it. Make sure to leave your handle out. This is the release so that you can lift this up. If you don't have that, it makes it really hard, so don't let it get stuck in the middle. Did my thingies come down? Yeah, they're coming. Okay, So, no, they're not. So, oh, it's being weird. Okay, so with this bed, one of the things that I've noticed is that, oh, there they go. Did they just go out? There we are. Okay. It's a little, in my opinion, elevated down here. So I was always wondering if you could sleep on this, but even though it's a little puffier there, they had a very nice sleeping experience. They said you have to put those cushions back here because the pillows fall down to where the seat belts are. So when you're sleeping here, if you're tall, you just have to know stuff falls back there. But they had a mom and daughter that shared this bed that came out and camped with them because they've got theater seats. So I was always wondering, you know, how comfortable is that? Could you put your mom on that bed? And apparently the answer is yes, but put the cushions back in place. So there's that. And then, is my handle out? Yep, my handle's out. I'll tell you, these are being a little wonky. They're on springs. There's both. There we go. Got it. Okay, sorry. Everything's always easy on TV, right? But yeah, so I think that's a really nice feature of this coach is that you still have the ability to have a queen size bed for company if you like. And then of course, opposing seating is always very popular. A few cabinets up top to show. Again, with that C-channel construction, we can run most of our wiring behind the scenes, but in some places where we've got like our sound bar and our TVs are wired throughout, so from the front to the rear, if we have that stuff that we need to get running over there, we may use a little extra space. So I show these because if you're envisioning after you call me and you purchase this coach, my goal is to have shown you enough that you can actually start to sequester the items you'd like to have for it. Okay, so I have my measuring tape. We're not going to do measurements today. Don't be sad, Jody. I'll take it with me just in case I want to do one outside. Okay, so mat backs in your seats seems like a silly thing that wouldn't make much of a difference, but it's a big deal, especially if you've got some birding books or coloring books, anything like that. Another thing I love about this kind of, either you can call it Fendi or the Mandarin style, take them off, clean it, clean these, super easy. One of the worst things in RVing, as we all know, is that it gets really dusty. So it's nice to be able to clean things easily. Place to keep your water bottles. In my case, I keep my Champlain flutes. I have the same one. I don't have two though. Whenever you get into a Super C, you lose quite a bit of living space. Even though we got a 40-foot coach, it's like having a 31. Which, by the way, the next coach I'm doing is a 29. That's kind of exciting. If you see this here, power seats. These arrows, these up and down, are for your tilt and for your recliner feature. So you can be super comfy going down the road, right? And then this, of course, this little guy is the release to be able to actually turn the seat around. So this coach actually has 4 recliners in it, not 2, and a full-size couch. So lots of seating capacity. Earlier I put this down because my phone was going dead, and this is a wireless charging port. Ooh, I'm getting lots of messages right now. But really nice that you can have your wireless charging port right here on your center console. And then also you'll see there's another one over here next to the passenger as well. Another feature, and I know we read about it just a few minutes ago, but I wanted to show it to you. So we go here to menu, hit cameras. There's your 360 overhead camera. And as you can see in front of the coach as well as to the left. You can see the crack in the sidewalk right there. So you can see all around this RV, and then you could choose if you're looking to the left, the front, the rear, or the back. And in the front view, if you're gonna hit a picnic table, you can see it here and in the front. That's a really big deal. It's actually one of the most useful things about it. The navigation system is really cool. It comes with 3 years of free traffic and weather if you activate it. Very important thing, you need to make sure you're activating that free service. Makes it super nice to have traffic integrated into your navigation system, because of course this already has all of the coach features integrated into it as well, like the height and the length, so that you know what you're not going to go over a bridge that you might be overweight for, etc., etc. Here in the front, we've got our climate control, recycled, cool, entry lock. You can select which camera view you're looking at right here. Your front fans, high, low, and off. So if you have your front fan on, it's actually running your hydronic heat for you. It's not your overhead fan. So if you have your Oasis system running heat, it's really nice to be able to actually give yourself a fan that's going to give you more air coming out of those vents. Generators start, overhead fans, high, medium, and low. That's for the fans that come out of the top here. And then you've got your shade control. And if you'll notice, these shades are in a track. So this is a really nice feature of this coach, that you actually have these shades that when they go down, they're in a track. So they're not flopping around, whatever it's gusty outside, but they're also going to give you this great amount of full coverage every single time. And then here you've got a manual window, and the Dutch Star, that would be power. So if that's important to you, you know, go ahead, spend an extra 80 grand. I don't care. And then you've got automatic high beam control starting in 2023. So this entire Spartin chassis was redone in 2023. So not only do you have the entire brains of the operation running through that 10-inch monitor in the center of the coach, which is all new for 2023, you also have a brand new dash. And again, you can see here you've got your lane tracking package with your Mobileye, you've got distance-based cruise control, you have TPMS sensors that are integrated into this center console. You've got all of your settings are really easy to operate. And then with your comfort drive, you have the ability to actually just do comfort drive on the fly without having to get into that menu. And you've got 11 new buttons on here, so you can control the source of your media, your volume control, your brights. You can fast forward and rewind tracks, answer your phone, turn on your windshield wipers, or operate, of course, your entire computer screen here. And so this is a really, really nice feature. So you can see your engine torque, your exhaust temperature, you can see your accelerator position, your engine load. So all of these features that are, you know, so important for you to be able to access, you can see right through your dash with just the touch of a button on the screen here, instead of like try to figure out which one it is down here. Another nice feature here, of course, is the power heated mirrors, and then you got your Allison transmission, your house and chassis booster over here, your versus air horn, and then you'll notice again 3-stage engine brake. You've got to have it on for it to work. I get that a lot. Oh, we have this. We want to say this is not auto, not tagged up. We'll just leave it on auto. And then you have your smart leveling system, of course. The equalizer leveling system is so prevalent in this coach, or in this arena, because it works so well. And then your cruise control, once again, is distance based. A nice drawer here. I honestly prefer this over the wood drawers. These are going to be super easy to clean out. If you spilled something in here, you know, or if you had like an air freshener or whatever, super easy to take care of. And then USB 12 volt if you need a radar detector because you're just zipping down the road. And then up here above us, you'll see we have awning out on the far left. That's going to be the door awning. This is super important. Like, one of the things like you'll notice, and I'll put this out right now, I'm going to try to run our Girard awnings. They were out early. They already came back in because they are on bounce sensors. But the awning for the door, if you've got someone who's coming over to see you and your door is locked, it's really nice to actually be able to have something for them to stand underneath. Am I out? Oh, no, I'm still going. And then let's go ahead, we'll do this. So channel 1, 2, or 0. 0 out should put out everything all at once if I can get them to stay. And then you'll notice here, we talked about the Oasis system. This burner system runs without having your generator on. You don't need to be plugged into 50 amp. This is running off of your diesel tank. This is your most efficient and warmest way to heat your water. But you have a tankless hot water heater that can also be run off of AC1 or AC2 if you're plugged into 50 amp. The nice thing about this system is that now you're not using your gas, you're using whatever pole power you have, so you're paying for your camp spot, so you might as well use their electricity. But when you want to take a shower, throw that burner on. You'll actually have to turn the water temperature down, it's so hot. You've got your security lights outside for the step and for the security for the exterior of the coach, so you can see what's going on out there. Your Magnum inverter, all of your controls are right here. Your solar panel charger reads right here. And then as we talked about earlier, this has got a ton of Wi-Fi already on it. It's got a ton of connectivity, and you could even step it up one notch further and get, oh, let's close those slides in, and get the Starlink put on here. So as we bring these slides in, I want you to see, look at the size of this full wall slide. So when Newmar came up with this, it really changed the game for the RV industry because you get so much more livable space in this floor plan. And honestly, people are just absolutely mind-boggled when they walk in and see the size of the living space here in a Ventana. So super, super nice. And these are locking slides, so they lock automatically. They actually have this little pin right here that locks, so you don't actually have to worry about putting like a slide lock in there. The Renegades, you of course have to install something. And then I just want to show walking room because I do think it's important to cover that. Some people have a bum knee, some people have a big fat dog, whatever it might be. If you're looking for a ton of walking space in a coach, I would strongly recommend that you check out whether or not it's going to work for you before you come to pick it up. Because it is a little more narrow in these coaches that have these larger slides with the bigger furniture. For me, this would be a no problems found type of situation. I could totally get by here very easily, and then all the way through to the bathroom while going down the road. I would also feel comfortable staying overnight here, so if I needed to make dinner and I needed to get something out of the refrigerator, my pantry is fully accessible. So I could actually pull into a Walmart parking lot as a footstep on my way to a longer or further away destination and be able to be very comfortable, watch a TV show, make some dinner, take a nap, or sleep overnight, whatever it is, leave the next day and be very comfy in here. I think that that's an important feature. One of the things that makes it possible in this coach is actually these cedar seats, which give you a little bit better walking space. So if you're asking me how much, I don't know, what do you think? 10 inches, Jody? 11? Is that about right? Not quite a foot, maybe a foot, but pretty good overall. Okay, so let's go ahead. Last cabinet before we head out. Of course, this is where you keep your baseball cap and your umbrella in case it's raining. And then over here, we're going to talk about something that went away in 2025, which makes me very sad. And that is this desk. So they don't do the desk anymore. The desk is awesome. This is where you put your iPad. We've got a lot of calls out right now to Matt and Casey to bring the desk back. The step cover is another important feature. A lot of people ask me if there is a step cover on this, so I do want to just show that to you. I'm going to get out of its way. But the step cover is really nice. If you stop suddenly and you're going to, launch forward, it's nice to have a nice solid place. Also, if you've got any kind of pet, it's nice to have a full step cover. And then on the note of pets, one of the nice features of this coach is going to be that you have a great place for puppy food and for water bowls and dog dishes and leashes. So super, super cool space there. We'll go ahead and continue outside. On the way out, Jody's gonna show you where you've got your battery disconnect for the house, and then also that unlocking door handle. And again, these power locking doors, being able to unlock them all from inside is super convenient, but also being able to unlock them all, or lock them all from inside is super convenient. Or from the door, you just push and hold that top one button and it will automatically lock the door. Oh, so there's the awning. So the other one's blew back in already. You can see it's a little breezy, but it's just a nice place. If someone's coming to your coach, the door handle's glowing. It says Newmar on it, so you can see that you're at the front of the bus. And then if it's drizzly, they can go stand underneath that, which I think is really handy. As I mentioned earlier, you get all the slides in this. These are 1,000-pound rated slides, which is so nice. You could do a third slide in the center, but I think it's pretty wise to have a place where you can put taller items as well, because these do take up some of the height that you have available to you. But when you look in here, you can see the star foundation. And one of the important things to note about the star foundation, it stands for strong, true, and robust, but as you can see, this chassis rail is actually lifting the coach above the chassis rail. So it's got a 13 foot 1 inch height on it, because it's about 9 inches over what a normal coach would run, because it's not sitting on that. And by not sitting on the chassis rail, they can give you a 3-inch subfloor that has that tile, that porcelain tile with the heated floor below it baked in. And they literally build the subfloor of this coach. They put down this Luan wood, and they actually zigzag it so that it won't flex or move while you're going down the road. And then they put the whole entire tile layout of your coach out on a table. They cut out where you're going to have furniture, so your furniture is actually mounted directly to the floor and not to the tile, so it doesn't crack, it doesn't make any kind of rattling noises. And then they set the tile with the heated floor, which is an electric heated floor down below. And then they actually put all the grout in with spacers, so it's perfectly spaced. And then they cure it by cooking it on these tables. And then they pick that entire floor up and move it over to the coach. And what that's gonna give you is a much quieter road presence, a much warmer coach going down the road with much better insulative properties and also sound deadening properties. So everything about this is better. And then that star foundation is taking these heavy slides and putting them towards the center of the coach. It's also giving you all this clearance. So again, this really big slide out is so nice and deep, and you can get everything on there, load it up, and then slide it back in. You also have your vacuum hoses out here. They can be plugged in here or inside of the coach, so you can use the vacuum inside or outside. And then your awning controls are right here, as well as being on that remote that we found in the Jello shot door, as well as above the cabinets there, and then outside. So you've got 3 places you can control your awnings. So if you do have a gusty day and it starts to pop up, you know that you might want to just get those awnings in really quick. You don't have to go inside. So this corkboard area, the one thing I'll say about it is you can get shelves put in here. We can install those for you. I do think it's nice to have shelving here, but you see this little tube here? This little tube is because up above where you have what I call the party deck, where all of your apparatus. So Jody, will you just turn around, just show that Verona on the right and the Newmar Dutch Star on the left. See how you can see all the appliances for the Verona up on top, your air conditioners there, your, all of the things like, your Wi-Fi stuff. Everything's open to the wind and the elements, where it's actually nice and cloistered and safe inside of that patio up top. And then they take all the water and they drain it down, so you don't have drip lines coming down the side of your coach. Now, I know we talked about this big deal on this coach, but the reason you have a 15,000 pound towing capacity is because you have your drive axle here, which is the innie, and then this Audi in the rear is giving you that extra buoyancy you need, kind of like a cantilever, or if you can imagine like a teeter-totter with like a cushion underneath either side. That's what this is doing for you going down the road, giving you an incredibly different level of road prowess driving down those bumpy roads, and also the ability to hold heavier things. Now, if you had a Dutch Star, this would be a panel to give you access to your DEF. So you only have a single fill DEF tank on this coach. It is on the business side of the bus, but you do have a dual fill tank for fuel, which is 100 gallons. On the Spartin chassis, you'll note that their chassis batteries are back here, and their big point of pride, they really like to make it easy for you to have access to your filters throughout the coach. So you'll see that, again, this is a Spartin K2 chassis, 400 horsepower, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. A really nice chassis here. And then again, it has the Kurt Spectrum, it has the integrated brake or trailer brake, and then it has the 7-pin connector. And then also you got, again, a 15,000 pound capacity hitch. And then right here in the back, you'll notice that we have a radiator in the back of this coach, which is, in the old days, it used to be harder to get access and everything to your engine. But these days, I think mechanics have really figured out this just simply comes right off. And then there's that huge port underneath. But I wanted to show you where your Oasis fills. This is actually a really nice feature. It's actually accessible where you can reach the top of that. And that hydronic fluid is what's giving you your tankless hot water heater, and your hydronic heat in the coach. And if that is empty or too low, it will automatically actually shut down your hot water system. So you really want to make sure you have a jug of coolant with you. If you say that you watched this video before you made your purchase, I'll include a free gallon, of course, during your delivery. Right here, you'll see your overhead camera. There's one for your surround camera, and then there's one for your rear view backup camera. And you also have hitch camera. So you've got a camera that comes straight down here so that when you're loading your tow vehicle onto the back of this coach, you've got an easy load. You've got all of your brake lights here. Oh, there goes Bob Tapper. If you ever see Traveler 3 rolling down the road in his black Jeep, he's got a custom-built Ventana from us that he'll just rave about. So if you ever want to talk to anyone, find Bob in the black Traveler Jeep. He's at all of the Newmar rallies. He's a really great guy. And we custom-built a Ventana for him, I think in 2022, that he just loves. So great testament there if you ever want to talk to a dude. And then here's that. Uh-oh, it's locked. That's where your def goes. And then here you have your gravity hose station, as well as a place to keep your gloves for your def. And you'll use that gravity hose here in this center bay. And as you can see, this is a really nice sewage bay. This has got all of the easiest to read, descriptions everywhere, very well labeled. You have an outdoor hose with hot and cold water. Your freshwater hose is on a power reel, so you can just bring it back in. Tons of room down here to keep your shorter hose if you wanted to store it here while you're camping and if you're going between two places. And then your sewage rinse is right here. You will want to get a separate hose for that. And you'll notice that we have a little stopper here. That's just in case you get water down here, but you do have a way to keep the mice out right there. But if you need to rinse this bay out and you want to wash it, you can just drain it right there as well. So your whole house water filter, of course, is in addition to the one that you have for your ice maker. And then, well, might as well just close these as I go. You got your 50-foot power cord on a power reel, cable, surge protector, everything that you need right here in this center bay. It's a little bit closer to the front than some of the coaches, but it's plenty long to be able to get to any of your poles. And then here, of course, we have that Oasis system. Now, this is a new system. Starting in 2022, they went to the dual loop Chinook system. So you'll have loop 1 and loop 2. So with hydronic heat, you're running a boiler system. This is an 8-gallon boiler tank with hydronic fluid, that stuff we saw in the back. It's getting it hot and it's pushing it through a tube that's going underneath the coach. And then again, as I mentioned earlier with that fan control, you can turn those fans up so that you've got more air coming over that tube, giving you more forced heat air if you'd like. But the reason they added a second loop is because by the time the loop gets all the way around the coach, it starts to cool down. So by having that second loop, you've got double coverage. You can get it much warmer in the coach much faster. And we all know how that is when you walk into a coach and it's freezing cold. Being able to warm it up quickly is a nice feature. And then on a note, oh, I left it out, didn't I? So these slides go either direction and they come out to 60%. So you can load them even if you had this full wall slide out. If you had something on this side, you would be able to access it because it would come out far enough, which is nice. And then up here in the front, you got 8 daisy-chained AGM batteries. I'm a big fan of regular batteries. Lithionics are nice, but they're expensive. These AGMs seem to run great for us. I've got solar AGM and a generator, and we do a lot of boondocking, and just have never been steered wrong. Again, dual fill, 100-gallon fuel tank, nice Michelin tires on Alcoa rims, and then again, the brains of the operation are very tidy here. And again, we have an 8 kilowatt quiet diesel generator. Plenty of power to run those air conditioners right here in the front. And then there's also an air line so you can air up your tires, and there's a hot water spigot so you'll be able to go ahead and clean off that windshield when you get to your destination, as well as a dome light underneath in case you need to fix anything or check your gen miles, whatever it may be. Big wipers, big windshield, again, overhead camera, Mobileye. The radar for your adaptive cruise control is right here. And again, this is a Ventana. in the Colfax exterior. This is stock number 5N220616. Again, 5N220616. I can't think of a better way to get you out on the road and camping. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in very sunny Frederick, Colorado. Give me a call. Let me know how we can get you out on the road too. Thanks so much.